Hello people, me again. We're back, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, for another big one. Yes, another big one. This one though, for bragging rights and so much more. Because we have Frank Warren versus Eddie Hearn. We have Queensberry versus Matchroom. It's the 5 versus 5 people. It's the one you guys have been waiting for, because this one is special. 5 of Frank's fighters versus 5 of Eddie's fighters to prove who is numero uno when it comes to this promotional business. Today is the big one, because today it's Grand Arrivals.
Live on the Zone worldwide.
June 1st, 5v5.
This is everything.
5 of my best. Bang, bang.
5 of my best.
You prepare yourself. There's gonna be a war. And we take no prisoners, fellas.
We've got the best 5 fighters.
Queensberry better than Matchroom. You are having a bubble bath, Frankie.
Victory shall be ours.
Right, boys.
This is everything.
We want to win this.
Only one result required. Victory. This is it. This is the moment. Live on the Zone worldwide.
Wow, I mean, look at that. That's incredible, isn't it? If one screen wasn't enough, let's get 50. Why not? Let's put everything on 50 screens. Welcome to Grand Arrivals. We are in Boulevard City. This is Times Square, New York, ladies and gentlemen. And we're here for the 5 versus 5. It is Eddie versus Frank. It is Matchroom versus Queensberry. And I can't wait for this one. We've had a good couple of weeks. But you know what? I'm liking what's going to happen on Saturday. Let me welcome my guests, my team, my A-team, as per usual. Couple of former world champions, Barry Jones, Darren Barker. Look at the smiles. Look at the smiles. You know why? Because we've had an incredible run on the Zone. It really has been incredible few months of fights, and it just keeps on coming, don't they? The big fights keep on coming. And Baz, you look at the fight card, I mean, it's 60-40, it's 50-50, 55-45. Every single fight is close.
Whichever way you see them, the fight's going on, or which team's going to win, you could be easily persuaded to go the other way.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have it 5-0. Either way, or 3-2, 2-2 and a draw. I mean, these are genuinely 50-50 fights. Boxing fans have been screaming out for a competitive card right through the board, and this one delivers.
I don't want to put you on the spot, Darren, early in. So we just started fight week. I'm putting you on the spot straight away. I'm not going to ask you for a prediction, but I'm going to ask you, what fight intrigues you the most?
Oh, probably my old division, Hamza Shiraz and Austin Ammo Williams. That's a brilliant fight. It really is. I mean, that is a real 50-50. It's an important fight for both. Very, very close to getting nearer to world honours. I'm so looking forward to this show as a whole. That I've been around this rivalry when I was boxing with Eddie. I understand, you know, how much their rivalry means to one another. They're so proud to be, you know, the bosses of their companies. This is going to be epic.
And by the way, there is the small matter as well. Dimitri Bivol, a certain pound-for-pounder, certain unbeaten light heavyweight, still on the card as well. We did want to see Peterbia versus Bivol. That's going to have to wait until October, November, but he still stays on the card, and that's important against Malik Zanad, an unbeaten opponent as well, so that's good to see. What about you, Baz? What fight intrigues you the most?
Yeah, well, closer to my weight division, I think it's the featherweight championship of the world.
I should say heavyweights then, shouldn't I?
You go for all the muscles now. But yeah, it is. I just think Ford versus Ball is such an intriguing fight, because Ball should be a world champion in my view. I thought he did enough to beat Vargas in his last contest. And Ford, the way he won his world title, with our stoppage over Komatov, which was fantastic, by the way, showing that he's not just a real skillful boxer, he can dig deep when he has to. And in this fight, he's going to have to. And that's a really hard fight to call.
Yeah, by the way, it isn't just Queensberry versus Matchroom in the ring as well. You guys are going to know when I throw to these two guys in a few seconds, because reporters are very Queensberry and very Matchroom as well. I want to throw to one of you, but I feel like one of you is going to try and take it from the other. So introduce yourself, gentlemen.
That's your cue, Dev. We went over this.
It's actually your cue. Keep up, son. Come on.
Stay professional. Well, we'll let the A side go first, as always. We are on the stage here at the Grand Arrivals in Riyadh. Jamie Ward alongside me. Actually, I won't introduce him.
I'll be interviewing all of the key Queensberry fighters, all of the winners ahead of Saturday night. I'll be speaking to those guys.
And I'll be speaking to all, of course, of the winning Matchroom team ahead of Saturday night. And, of course, the governor, the gaffer, the manager, the chairman of Matchroom, Mr. Eddie Hearn himself.
And I'll be speaking to the daddy, Frank Warren, the winning promoter on Saturday. Yeah. And Jamie, look, it's a novel idea. There's a points concept. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Aside from this just being 5 very competitive, compelling fights, let's talk about the point system, which will, of course, determine the winner out of Matchroom and Queensbury. 1 point for a points win, 2 points for a knockout, nil point for the draw. Hopefully that doesn't happen across the board, otherwise that might mean either a penalty shootout or perhaps me and Devsani get involved.
Well, let's hope
hopefully not for you.
Yeah, for your sake,
hopefully
young
not.
man. And of course, double bubble for the captains, so the captains get double points. So the best example of that, when Hamza Shiraz destroys Amo Williams in 3 rounds, he gets 4 points.
Well, talk is cheap, isn't it? Just be careful, because Amo's going to be here shortly. You don't want another...
I can't believe you brought it up. Can't believe
the
you
least
brought it
said,
up.
the better. And look no further, of course, than the Matchroom captain. 42 knockouts from 43 wins. The return of the bronze bomber, Deontay Wilder, looking for all 4 points against Big Bang.
Yeah, I mean, he has lost 3 of his last 4. Deontay Wilder sort of become Deontay Milder, if you don't mind me saying.
Well, form is temporary. And you know what they say about class, Dev, don't you?
I know all about class.
Well, OK, well, so just turn the volume when Dev's on. Just do yourself a bit of a favour. Anyway, I am hearing we're just about ready to get today's grand arrivals.
Oh, I'm actually hearing that as well. We are now
we went
ready
over this.
for...
It's my turn. I throw to Ade. You open, I throw.
But we are starting to hear now.
Well, I'm going to throw to my good friend, Ade on the depot.
And if we just head back to Ade on the depot, back in the studio. You're so arrogant these days. I've been in the I don't know why you...
I love it. I love it. Continue, gentlemen. Continue. This is fantastic. That's what you wanted from Dev Sani and Jamie Ward.
So good.
That is what you want, right? I mean, they are both very much Team Matchroom and Team Queensbury, but both very knowledgeable. It's great to have them both on the broadcast as well. You work with Jamie quite a lot. Good to have him on the broadcast.
Ah, brilliant. Love Jamie. Yeah, do all the build-up shows with him. He knows his boxing and he knows his Matchroom fighters.
Yeah, that he certainly does. All right, I mean, we've had some epic trailers throughout Riyadh season, but this one might just be the best.
Gentlemen, you know my rules. We'll have no around and absolutely no funny business. We're going to wait our turn and maintain our manners at all times, or this game is over before it's even begun. Frank, let's have you do the honours. Age before beauty, Eddie. Let's get some fights made. I haven't got all night.
Chop, chop, Frankie. Off you go.
Chop, chop indeed. That's a cleaver swinging, and there's a killer behind it. He's enjoying his first Friday as a butcher, when 2 guys come in to collect, as they always do. Where's our money, they demand from his boss. Our butcher here doesn't take too kindly to the noise. He calmly asks, "Can I help you?" Before they can respond, crash. Bang. And a wallop. They wake up on the pavement the next morning. Nice sausages, though.
Cute. What a lovely bedtime story. Flip it, sweetheart.
Watch your mouth.
The jeweller. This kid's a proper diamond. Rocks, chains, watches. Knock, knock. Who's there? 3 blokes come crashing through the door. Lost Property's closed on a Monday, boys. He smiles, but some people just can't take no for an answer. I don't think this is yours, they say. The front man throws a punch. My man slips it. Bang! He pops the next man's nose like a bloody balloon. You've broken my nose. He goes, bang! And it's outside, and a quick way down for the challenger.
Let's see what you're packing, Eddie.
Picture this. You got yourself into one of the most dangerous man's houses in the East End. You're browsing his gallery for your nan's next wall piece.
Looked after his nan. Oh.
When you come face to face with a colourful character himself and his lovely sawn-off shotgun, you slip the first shot, leaving with a shiner to remember you by. That's another one for his nan's collection.
They say if you love what you do, you'll never have to work another day in your life. He's never had a CV. Just a fist. So he got a job as a doorman. And like the saying goes, if you can't take the heat, then why are you even in the kitchen?
Talking about kitchens, this man is a cook. And he doesn't take customer feedback too well either. That's not the way I like it. Get back in there and make me another, the customer says. Wallop. Now that's one way to enjoy a haggis.
It's the ones that work in the shadows are the ones you want to look out for. He shouts at my lad, "Get over here and clean this blood off the canvas." My lad stepped inside the ring. "Where's your mop?" He said he'd clean the floor with him. Night-night.
I can always respect a man that takes out the rubbish.
This lot in the same room's going to be trouble. Come on, then.
This man's an artist. My lad's a perfectionist, a visionary, fists like cast iron. His boss comes over. "What's taking you so long?" "I'm thinking," he says. Next minute, it's bang.
Now, houses aren't this man's forte. He likes fixing cars and breaking jaws. If you happen to find your way into this man's garage looking for trouble, saying things like, "Should I trash the place? Should I burn the place?" you're generally leaving toothless, I'm afraid.
Last two cards, gents.
Not all heroes wear capes. Some wear tyres and ride double-deckers. So when someone disrupts his peaceful commute, crash, his head through the window.
This man's been behind the wheel all day. What does he see? Some having some old girl's handbag. He hammers his foot to the pedal. He steps out of the taxi to finish the job right there on the pavement. She even tipped him a fiver.
June the 1st, make sure your mob are there.
Troops assemble.
Shake hands, boys. Let's have a fair fight.
How good was that? I mean, that was insane. Like the best one before that for me in terms of trailers was Ngannou Fury.
Yeah, brilliant.
I like that. I like that. But if you're a big sort of Snatch fan or Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, and you understand, you can appreciate that. Look at that shot there, by the way. I mean, that's incredible. That is
amazing.
It really is something special. And all the events have been like this in Saudi Arabia, and this one, again, is going to be something special on Saturday. 5 really competitive fights. Again, the added bonus of Dimitri Bivol stand on the card as well, defending his WBA light heavyweight title. Let's not forget about Dimitri Bivol. Okay, he's my favorite fighter. But no, look, that trailer was something special, wasn't it?
Unbelievable. And what sold it was Frank and Eddie. I think they have
playing their roles.
They have a future in acting. I think. No, they played their roles like really well. And like Frank Warren, like he was fantastic. I thought he really was. You know, and he looked menacing. He looked vicious. And I think, you know, and there's a genuine rivalry there. And they want to win more than the fighters. And that's mad to say that, isn't it? Because you know, every fighter is their life. But for these two to lose this, the bragging rights are worth more than money.
Yeah, I'm so happy you mentioned that there is sort of a big rivalry there, because obviously there'll be fans tuning in and they're seeing them smiling with each other, taking photos. This rivalry runs back decades. And you know a lot about it, Daz, between Barry Hearn and Frank Warren. I mean, neither are going to want to lose this. This is serious, this is.
This goes back, this is a family affair, certainly for Matchroom, but it is for Queensbury now with Frank and his boys, Jordan Francis. But this is a battle for supremacy. It goes back a long, long time. Who wants to be #1? Who, you know, who wants bragging rights? And it's all come to this moment now where someone is really going to hold the trophy, if you like, say, we are #1 promotional company. It's such a brilliant concept, the point scoring. I've done some number crunching.
Okay, go on.
I've done some number crunching.
And
I'm not, yeah, it's been difficult. It's been difficult, Barry. I'm not going to go into the fight so much, but I've got this either 5-3 Matchroom or 4-all on the point system.
Okay.
That's how I'm seeing it.
Yeah, interesting. Have you done a bit of number crunching, Baz? Should we come back in about half an hour?
Then Joe, what's interesting?
Ask me on Thursday.
Is this captain with the double points.
Yeah.
So, like, potentially Shiraz and Wilder could get 4 points.
All right, look, here's a reminder as well of that scoring system. You guys can do it at home as well. Get involved. A decision win is a point. A knockout win gets you 2 points. A draw, unfortunately, gets you absolutely nothing. And your captains, well, it's double points. So, again, if Hamza Shiraz knocks out Ammo Williams, that's 4 points. If Deontay Wilder can put to sleep Big Bang Zhang, that's 4 points.
And I think that's where maybe, for my opinion, Eddie Hearn made a mistake making Wilder the captain. I feel that he should have made Craig Richards the captain, because he's probably the biggest favourite in any of the fights.
But is Craig favourite to get a knockout? He's
Wow,
favourite
no,
to
yeah.
win, isn't it?
It could be a masterstroke to get that extra little bit out
from
of
Wilder.
Wilder.
But he might see.
Bit more responsibility.
You kind of got me.
See,
A bit more responsibility.
I see Matchroom winning more of the fights, but with the point system, with the captain getting double points, Queensberry might end up with more points.
I want it to be, sorry Des, I want it to be that Matchroom are down like 3 points and Wilder has to go in there and knock out Zhang.
But what happens then? Does Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren go into the dressing room and say, listen, this is not about you anymore, it's about us.
Yeah.
You got to go out. Do they give them that extra bit of pressure, incentive, whatever it is, to go out? Because it becomes a team sport. Me and Darren know this from the amateurs. When you box international against Wales and England, for instance, if it's 4-4, the last fight, you're boxing for yourself, you're boxing for your country, for the team. And this would be the first time they had this.
Frank goes in there and tells Zhang what to do. Zhang's going to understand him, number one, or even care. He's going to want to go in there and have a shootout with Deontay Wilder.
I'll tell you what this is. This is boxing's version of the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
When you're looking at the projected scores, it's brilliant.
Darren loves golf. Anything to bring a golf conversation into it. Oh, I see what you've done there, Darren. But no, look, it is fascinating, isn't it? It really is good.
It's a concept that can just encompass not just boxing fans, but just generic sports fans, because there's more of an interest in just a fighter winning a fight. It gives you a different aspect because you're cheering for a team, and we've had this for the last 15 years now. You get fans who just love Frank Warren, fans who just love Eddie Hearn's fighters, and they support them on any network they've worked with. So now you got them together, and all those fans can rival each other, and it brings in other people getting involved. Because it's just like the Ryder Cup. People don't watch golf, but everyone watches the Ryder Cup, and this could be that.
You know what I like about it as well, and I think this is probably the bigger and wider sort of vision with it, is that finally we get to see Queensberry fighters on Matchroom cards and Matchroom fighters on Queensberry cards. We've seen it with Kakache, obviously Joe Cordina recently fighting Kakache. We saw it with Elizoro versus Chev Clark. We're seeing it with Tyler Denny, who's a Queensberry fighter, taking on Felix Cash. That's the bigger and most important thing here.
Exactly that. Ultimately, though, you know, bragging rights is up for grabs here, boxing wins here. Not to be cheesy, but we're seeing fights that perhaps would have taken a long time, but would have taken purse bids to get these fights. Now we're seeing it because there's a competition aspect to it. It's such a great concept, and this won't be, it's the first, but it won't be the last.
Indeed. All right, let's remind you of what's coming your way on Saturday. You guys probably already know, but let's give you a quick reminder. Willie Hutchinson versus Craig Richards kicks things off for the vacant WBC Silver Light Heavyweight title. Raymond Ford versus Nick Bull should be, I think, a unification fight, but there is a strap on the line, and that's the WBA Featherweight title. Dimitri Bivol versus Malik Zinad for the WBA and IBO heavyweight titles. Good to see Dimitri Bivol still on the card. And then we go to what a lot of people are calling maybe fight of the night, the people's fight, they're calling it. Hamza Shiraz, the captain of Frank Warren, takes on Austin Ammo Williams for the WBC Silver, and it's a final eliminator for the WBC World Middleweight title. Daniel Dubois, the big boys, will take on Filip Hrgovic, IBF Interim World Heavyweight title. And then Zhili Zhang versus the captain for Matchroom, Deontay Wilder. That's just a great card. That's just, I don't need to sell that. You know, normally I try and give you the big sell. I'm not selling that. That's just a really, really good card.
All of those fights are top of the bills. Back home on a card, you'd have any of them as top of the bill. They're brilliant fights. They're all meaningful fights. They all mean something for the winner. The winner pushes on. You're seeing their final eliminator for the WBC middleweight title. That's so important that they come away with a win.
Either winner, except for Willie Hutchinson, no disrespect to him yet, but he'll probably need another win.
Yeah.
Every other fighter on that card can fight for a world title after this win. I mean, obviously, Cutler from Alpha, one of them is for a world title. Let's take away the Bivol fight because he's not part of the competition. But the Ford and Ball fight's a world title fight. The others all have probably a world title fight next.
Yeah, by the way, the carrot being dangled in front of Hrgovic and Daniel Dubois is a trip to Wembley Stadium to fight Anthony Joshua in front of 90,000 people. I mean, come on. Anyway, look, let's get this show on the road. Thomas Treiber is there. He is sweating. He is hot. He is ready to go. Thomas, over to you, my man.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the grand arrivals for 5 versus 5, a great night of World Championship Boxing this Saturday, live from Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It is all being brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions and Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing, in conjunction with Riyadh Season, National Events Center, the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, Gold Star Promotions, and Sella. This great event will be shown worldwide on DAZN pay-per-view and in the UK on TNT Sports Box Office and DAZN. At this time, we would like to extend a big thank you to the custodian of the 2 holy mosques King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and His Excellency, Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, Turkey, Al-Sheikh. Our first two fighters competing this Saturday in a scheduled 12-round contest. It will be for both the WBA and IBO light heavyweight championships of the world. Let's first welcome the challenger, a native of Libya, now fighting out of Pieta, Malta. He brings an undefeated record with 22 wins, 16 of his 22 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Malik Zanad.
Malik Zanad making his way. What an opportunity for him as well, from Libya. The first ever Libyan, and Darren Barker came in this, I'm not going to steal it, first ever Libyan to fight for a world title. And look, when I spoke to him, Daz, at the press conference the other day, he was very like, you know, I took the fight on 6 days notice, I'm ready.
I was there when you interviewed him. He's very confident, isn't he?
Let's have a chat. Malik Zanad, stand here for me, please, sir. I mean, this is the opportunity of a lifetime, but one you've been working your whole life for. How are you going to do it on Saturday and beat Dimitri Bivol?
Saturday, guys, it's going to be huge. It's going to be war inside the ring, trust me. So everyone, come and don't miss this. Don't miss this. The Libyan Malik Zanad is going to smash it in the 1st of June.
Best of luck to you, Malik. Thank you so much.
And now let's welcome the defending world champion, a native of Kyrgyzstan, now fighting out of Indio, California, USA. He is undefeated with 22 wins, 11 of his 22 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the reigning and defending WBA and IBO light heavyweight champion of the world, Dimitri Bivol.
Here he comes, pound for pound star Dimitri Bivol. You heard Thomas Triber there reading out his resume, unbeaten, now a double champion as well. Obviously beat Lyndon Arthur for the IBO light heavyweight title last time out. Correction, by the way, I said Malik Zanad took this fight on 6 days notice. He had 6 days rest, is what I meant to say, between his last fight and getting back into camp to take on Dimitri Bivol. Quick word on Malik Zanad. We didn't really get to have a word about him, Barry. I mean, look, he's got an opportunity, and we've seen crazy things happen in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
But also, we've seen Craig Richards. You know, everyone laughed at that fight when he boxed Dimitri Bivol. How well did Craig Richards do? So, you know, this is a chance, even if he doesn't win, this is a chance to announce yourself in the world stage. If he puts up a good performance against arguably a top 6 or 5 pound-for-pound fighter in the world right now, Dimitri Bivol, then, you know, then all of a sudden he puts himself in a really good position.
Well, we are on the stage now, WBA light heavyweight champion of the world, Dimitri Bivol. Dimitri, welcome to Fight Week. It's not the undisputed clash with Artur Beterbiev, sadly, that the world were waiting for. But how focused do you have to be? Because this potentially is a massive year for you against a man coming to change his life on Saturday night.
Oh, you know, I'm just happy that I have fight, because I could not have fight because of injury of Beterbiev. But now I have a serious opponent who has never lost, and it's make me more excited to show the world that I'm the champion.
Well, we cannot wait to see you back in the ring, Dimitri Bivol, WBA light heavyweight, as I said, champion of the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, let's welcome our 5 versus 5 promoters. First, International Boxing Hall of Fame promoter, Mr. Frank Warren of Queensberry Promotions, and he is joined by Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing.
Great choice of music as well. You can't beat a bit of James Brown. You know what I mean? Make that walk with a bit of James Brown. There you go. Look at two rival promoters, 2 very competitive men, and they're going to be putting it all on the line on Saturday. They picked their 5. Frank's picked his 5, Eddie's picked his 5, and Saturday can't come soon enough, Darren.
No, this has everything to be an absolutely cracking show. It's got the new format that is so exciting, the numbers game, if you like, Boxing's Ryder Cup, but that rivalry, the quality of the fighters on this bill is exceptional.
These 2 will be running from the ring to the changing rooms to G up their fighters. I'm telling you, they guarantee they will. They'll be so invested in this more than ever before.
Ladies and gentlemen, this Saturday, it's Queensberry 5 versus Matchroom 5.
Well, we are on stage now with El Jefe, dressed like it too. Eddie Hearn. Eddie, listen, now we are finally here. Decades of rivalry spills over into the boxing ring on Saturday. Now, all the back and forth historically with the families, the businesses, the Hearns and Warren, Matchroom and Queensberry. Now you're here. What does this opportunity mean to you and to Matchroom?
Well, it was the first time I saw fear in Frank Warren's eyes. You know, I think he realises we're 4 days away from a drubbing. You know, from the moment that he thought could be Queensberry's night, but knows deep down when he looks at this card and he looks at the size of Craig Richards back in that green room. He looks at Ammo Williams with a fox's tail. He looks at Ray Ford with his sunglasses on and looks at the size of Filip Hrgovic and the determination of Deontay Wilder and realises this ain't going to end well. But on a serious note, this is like nothing we've ever seen before. I've never been so excited about an event. And yeah, we've got the narrative of the rivalry and the decades and the generation of competition. But what we've got is top to bottom 5 world-class fights that you cannot pick from. And, you know, this is an unbelievable concept. You're going to have scores running all night. And ultimately, it's more than likely this is going to go down to the wire, to the big one, to Deontay Wilder against Zhilei Zhang. And we want to win so bad. Our fighters want to win so bad. This is going to be a special night in Riyadh on Saturday.
We're expecting rally cries and team talks and mind games, perhaps, on the other side that we've never seen before from yourself.
Everything. I've got to get in the minds of our fighters and I've got to get in the minds of his fighters. And I've got to make sure they realise this is the opportunity of a lifetime. For some to defend their world titles, to some to resurrect their career, to some to save their career, and ultimately come back here and be part of this incredible boxing scene in Riyadh. This is it. This is the moment. This is what we live for. This is the beauty of sport. 5v5, 4 days away.
Matchroom Chairman, Eddie Hearn.
OK, well, let's hear from the Hall of Fame boxing promoter, Mr. Frank Warren. Frank, you've just heard all of Eddie's claims there. Said he saw fear in your eyes as well. Amongst other things, what do you think of Eddie? What do you think of those cards up there, those 5 that he's picked?
I think he's got a busted flush. Look, we're ready to go. We're ready to roll. My fighters are in great shape, all 5 of them. We're really looking forward to this. There's so much rivalry involved, and we agree on a lot of things now. I agree that they're going to be great fights. They're 50-50 fights. Maybe one of them, 2 of them, maximum 60-40. But nobody can afford to lose a fight. These fights are the most important fights of their career up to now. All of them. They win, they go on to a bigger stage. They lose, they're going to drop down the ladder. This is going to be something extra special. Cracking fights. The rivalry goes back 5 decades between his dad, me, the families and whatever. And now it is still a rivalry, but I think it's more a respectful rivalry, certainly from me and I believe from Eddie. But you know what? This is the boxing game we're in. This is about winners. And we all want to be winners. And my guys want to win. We don't want to win this by coming down to the last fight. We want to win this 5-0. That's what we want, 5-0. We pick 5 fighters that we believe can win the 5 fights.
There we go. Thank you so much, Frank Warren. Fighting words from the Queensberry chairman. Back to you guys.
There you go. There you go. Look at that. Did I see a bit of a handshake? No, a handshake? No, I don't think so. Between those two. It's game on now, isn't it? It is game on.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has arrived to welcome our 5 versus 5 fighters. Our first 2 competing this Saturday in a 12-round contest. It will be for the vacant WBC Silver Light Heavyweight Championship. First, representing Matchroom Boxing. Coming to us from London, England, his professional record consisting of 18 wins, 3 defeats, 1 draw, 11 of his 18 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former British champion and former world title challenger, Craig Spider Richards.
You know, they always say that you can get a lot from a win, but you can also, if you really sort of watch back your losses, you can learn a lot from that as well. And I almost feel like something was unlocked when Craig Richards watched back the Dimitri Bivol fight and thought, 1 second, I'm actually at this level, I can compete at world level. And ever since then, he's almost promised so much, and we've just maybe not got what we thought. It starts again for Craig Richards on Saturday.
Yeah, without a doubt, his stock has risen in those defeats to Boatsi and Bivol. The Bivol defeat has aged really, really well, but he's a very, very confident man now. He's ticked a lot of boxes, so now it's about delivering.
Well, here we are on the stage. Craig Spider Richards. Craig, we talked earlier in the week and we said you've been a little bit of the nearly man, which you agreed with when you've had those career-defining fights against Joshua Boatsi, against Dimitri Bivol, of course. This week with Willie Hutchinson, he's had a lot to say. He believes he'll win by knockout on Saturday. Yeah. But why do you demand a big performance from yourself on Saturday? Why is a close call not enough?
I feel like Willie Hutchinson's not on my level, and I had to separate the levels come Saturday night and show why I belong at the top level and separate the difference between me and him.
Craig, we cannot wait. Just had time for a quick word there.
And now let's welcome, representing Queensberry Promotions, coming to us from Carstairs, Scotland. He had a stellar amateur career, and now as a professional, he has a record of 17 wins, just 1 defeat. 13 of his 17 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Willie the Hutch Train Hutchinson.
I'm starting to feel like I might have got it wrong with this one, just because when this fight was first made, I said banker Craig Richards, banker. Willie Hutchinson's convincing me more with his mouth than anything that, you know what, this isn't a banker at all, and that he's here to cause an upset. And look, he's capable of it.
No, he's capable to win. The reason why he's a massive underdog is because he hasn't boxed nobody at this level before. But there's a flip side to that Craig Richards has been a British champion and a good fighter, but he's known for his losses. And that's always dangerous to judge someone on the defeats, even though he boxed really well in those defeats. So Willie Hutchinson is a really talented fighter, and he's come back from that Lennox Clark defeat. He's come back really, really well. But this is a step up, so how he copes with that pressure, the unknown of boxing at that level, we'll find out on Saturday.
Okay, Willie Hutchinson. The Hutch train has landed in Riyadh. Willie, come stand here with me, please, my friend. I mean, opportunity of a lifetime, but you're made for nights like this. You're made for fights like this. Tell them.
100%. Listen, I'm focused. I'm looking forward to getting in there on Saturday night and knocking this fella unconscious. He's been saying a bit too much for my liking, and I'm just ready to put this man asleep. And all these clowns that keeps talking a lot of rubbish. They don't know boxing. I'm going to sleep this fella.
Thank you very much, Willie Hutchinson. The Hutch train is in Riyadh. Big, big prediction.
Our next two fighters competing this Saturday in a scheduled 12-round contest. It will be for the WBA Featherweight Championship of the World. Let's first welcome the defending world champion representing Matchroom Boxing. From Camden, New Jersey, USA, he is undefeated with 15 wins, 1 draw, 8 of his 15 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the reigning and defending WBA Featherweight Champion of the World, Ray Savage Ford.
Eddie's been speaking up Ray Ford for quite a while, but he thinks he's got something very special in his hands. He's compared him to Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney, and even mentioned Floyd Mayweather. He thinks he's got an elite, super elite featherweight, maybe eventually super featherweight, and maybe even further up the weight classes, Darren.
Yeah, I believe he's got the talent to be a real superstar. What he done in his last fight against Kolmatov to win the title was so impressive. Getting the stoppage in the last round, when you're down on the cards, it was so special. He'll take so much confidence away from that, and you can hear it in his voice. He means business. He really does.
We'll come in, Ray. We'll grab a word with yourself. Yep, anywhere here will do. WBA World Featherweight Champion Ray Ford has arrived in Fight Week. Ray, we spoke about it yesterday. You've gone from the hunter to the hunted. How's the mindset for you heading into what is your first defence of your world title on Saturday night?
It's the same mindset, same thing. I don't feel like I'm being hunted. I still feel like I'm the one doing the hunting. Still go in there and, you know, get the job done by any means.
And we saw you really dig in, didn't we, to win the belt against Kolmatov in that 12th round. You had to show a little bit of everything that night. When you look at the style with Nick Bull, what fight are you expecting to come through to retain that belt this weekend?
I'm expecting, you know, the same old Nick Bull, be aggressive, you know, try to oppose his will, and, you know, it's going to make for a great fight.
We can't wait. Savage intentions from the Savage himself. Ray Ford, big part of Team Matchroom this week.
And now let's welcome the challenger representing Queensberry Promotions. Hailing from Liverpool, England, he brings an undefeated record with 19 wins, 1 draw, 11 of his 19 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former WBC Featherweight World Title Challenger, Nick the Wrecking Bull.
The last one's left.
He is just that, isn't it? It's a nickname that rings true. He is a wrecking bull, and I mean, this is a fight where people change sides. They can't call it. It's a toss of a coin, a lot of people are saying, and it really could and should have been for a unification fight as well. I thought he maybe edged Ray Vargas last time out. This is a fantastic fight. This is.
You know, it really is. And what he does, people talk about his power. It's his pressure. Like, he wears you down. Even if he's losing the rounds, he puts pressure on you from the offset. You know, he makes you struggle with the jab because you're afraid to throw, because he jumps in from outside a distance. He has that really well, and then the power comes out more evident as the rounds go on. Can you cope with that? Can Ray Ford keep away with that southpaw jab, or will Ball just overwhelm him? It's a real pick and fight, this one.
Nick the Wrecking Bull, let's bring you in here. Let's grab a quick word with you, please. Come join me on this side, please, Mr. Bull. Now, this must be like deja vu for you. You're back in Riyadh, you're back fighting for a world title, you're fighting someone called Ray again. How on earth are you going to make sure you leave this time with a world title around your waist?
We'll find out Saturday night, yeah. I'm just taking these days as it comes and looking forward to it, yeah. Can't wait.
Eddie Hearn says that he's a big fan of you. What's he going to say about you on Saturday night?
He's going to be a bigger fan on Saturday night, definitely.
Thank you very much, Nick the Wrecking Bull. Good luck to you.
Our next two fighters competing this Saturday in a scheduled 12-round contest. It will be for the WBC Silver Championship, and it is a final eliminator for the WBC Middleweight World Championship. let's first welcome the challenger, representing Matchroom Boxing. Hailing from Houston, Texas, USA, he is undefeated with 16 wins, 11 of his 16 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Austin Ammo Williams.
This is the fighter that I think is coming into his own, Barry. This is the fighter that I think is now super confident. Look, we all know what he's been through in his past. He's overcome that. And we're starting to see the Ammo Williams that Eddie Hearn promised us we would see when he signed him a few years back. I like Ammo. I think he's got everything to be a contender, potentially a world champion as well. This, again, another 50-50 scrap.
I think this acid test comes at the perfect time in his career. I think he can be no better than he is right now before he develops another level to fight for a world title. And we know about how fast he is, how explosive in the power. But also, I think his boxing skills are massively underrated. He has good feet, good hands, and I think he's used his brain more recently, and that makes him a much more dangerous fighter.
So many people ask me, what is it with the tail? This tiger's cat tail thing. Yeah, I mean, what is that about? Anyone?
No idea.
No idea?
No idea.
Well, let's bring in Austin Williams. Just to clarify, that is a tiger tail as well. Now, listen, heading into this fight, a great fight, but Hamza is Frank Warren's big pick as captain. He says this is all a facade and he sees through it. What do you think of the way that Team Queensbury and Hamza Shiraz are viewing Ammo Williams this weekend?
I feel like I'm being very underestimated by these guys, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm actually looking at that as my superpower in this fight. You know, I'm happy that Frank has the faith that he has in Hamza. That makes our fight a lot more valuable for the team, and I'm excited for that. I'm excited to, you know, go and take those 4 points for Matchroom.
And this also a final eliminator for the WBC World Middleweight title, currently held, of course, by Carlos Adamez. One win away now, Ammo, from potentially that career-defining night.
Yeah, one win away. I didn't do boxing for popularity or for money. I came in it for greatness. And to be one fight away for a middleweight championship of the world is everything. I've been a middleweight since the beginning. I've been disciplined to stay there, and for this to be right there on the horizon is a dream come true.
Austin Ammo, the Tiger Williams, Eddie Hearn's big pick at 160 pounds.
And now let's welcome the defending champion representing Queensbury Promotions, and he is the team captain. Coming to us from Ilford, England, he brings an undefeated record with 19 wins, 15 of his 19 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the reigning and defending WBC silver middleweight champion, Hamza Shiraz.
El Capitano, Hamza Shiraz, making his way up the purple carpet. Look, very, very confident fighter, and I think someone that's grown since he had a little issue when he fought Bradley Skeet at 154 pounds. When we hit Bradley Skeet, when Bradley Skeet was down, there was talk of a rematch. It didn't happen. Since then, at 160, he just looks like a man possessed. He almost looks too big for 160.
I was about to say that. He's a giant at middleweight, let alone super welterweight. He's absolutely incredible. He's a very talented fighter. I think he's going to have advantages over Ammo Williams that it's going to be very difficult for the American to get past. So that's going to be the challenge for Ammo, but a very, very confident and talented fighter. And the captain is Hamza Shiraz.
Is this one of the 50-50 scraps for you, Baz? Is this a 50-50?
Oh, God, like, and they are, but this one is very, very difficult to pick. It really is.
Hamza Shiraz, the captain. Let's put you over there. The skipper. You have that Queensbury blue and yellow running through your veins. You're a Queensbury thoroughbred. It must feel amazing that you have been trusted with the captain's armband. Talk to me.
Yeah, no, it feels amazing. It feels amazing. First of all, I'd like to thank the Almighty Allah for allowing me to be here, for allowing all of us to be here today. And I'm honoured. I've said what I've had to say. I've done my camp, done everything that needed to be done. Come Saturday night, inshallah, I'll put on a great performance for you all.
Your points get doubled. Are we looking at 4 big points for Queensbury on Saturday?
That's the plan, inshallah. That's definitely the plan. The way I've gone about things in camp with Ricky and the team and whatnot, I think if I do as they say and do it correctly, the knockout should be there.
Best of luck to you, Captain. Hamza Shiraz. Big one on Saturday night.
Our next two fighters competing this Saturday in a scheduled 12-round contest. It is a final eliminator for the IBF Heavyweight World Championship. Let's first welcome representing Matchroom Boxing. Coming to us from Zagreb, Croatia. He was a 2016 Olympic bronze medalist and now is a professional undefeated with 17 wins. 14 of his 17 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the #1 ranked contender in the world by the IBF, Filip El Animal Hrgović.
Filip Hrgović seems to be one of those fighters where I think we can all agree, we know he's talented, we know he's good, and look, he could cause problems to all the other heavyweights, but we haven't seen it yet. And I just wonder if Saturday's the performance that we've all been waiting to see, where we can put him in there in the mix with a Joseph Parker, with an AJ, with an Usyk, with a Fury.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right there, because he's really talented. He punches hard. He's technically very, very good, but he just sometimes needs a stick up his backside to get going, doesn't he? You know, you go, come on, what's going on? This is your career. You got to put on a stellar performance. He had to give me his last fight, but this is a real fight for him, and he'll know this fight. No, this gets him where he wants to be. So I think we'll see the best of him. And if we don't see the best of him, he might very well get beat.
Yeah.
Well, let's bring in the big man, El Animal. Philip, we'll bring you in just here beside me. Welcome to the stage. Welcome to the Grand Arrivals. This, a big fight for you. People have been talking about how good you are, Philip, for many, many years now. But what is Saturday your opportunity to show this heavyweight division and show Daniel Dubois as well?
Yeah, it's a great fight for me. I'm very grateful for this opportunity. I would like to thank to Saudi Arabia, to His Excellency, and to all promoters involved. And this is what I was looking for many years. And yeah, I'm very happy and very pleased with this fight, and I want to show everything what I have in my arsenal.
You told me yesterday that the gods have already wrote your destiny for you. Tell us, starting with this weekend, tell us the path of how Filip Hrgović potentially and hopefully becomes IBF World Heavyweight Champion later this year.
The perfect plan would be to smash Daniel Dubois on Saturday, with God's help, and then to fight Joshua on Wembley and to beat him, to come to Wembley, to beat him on Wembley like Croatian national team beat Great Britain national team 4-2, if you remember. So that will be nice to repeat.
Big plans for El Animal, but it all starts this Saturday. The big boys are in town in Riyadh.
And now let's welcome representing Queensberry Promotions. Hailing from Greenwich, London, England, he brings a record consisting of 20 wins, 2 defeats, 19 of his 20 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former WBA regular heavyweight world champion and the #4 ranked contender in the world by the IBF, Triple D, Daniel Dynamite Dubois.
Daniel Dubois making his walk. Look, Daniel Dubois, I think, has had a really good rebuild job since that Joe Joyce defeat. Some people say it was a quit. Look, a defeat's a defeat, right? Since then, Trevor Bryan away in America, I thought was solid. Alexander Usyk for a few rounds was good as well. And then he beat the big man, Jarrell Miller. And he had to come through something there and show that he does and can get through the gut check.
The biggest win of his career, not just for the record, but for him mentally, to exercise some demons, to prove to himself that he's a tough man. So he'll go into this knowing he's got a tough task, but lots and lots of confidence going into the fight.
Daniel Dubois, let's bring you in for a quick chat, big man. If I just park you up here, Triple D. Listen, the last time you were in Riyadh, you showed heart, you showed grit, and you showed power late on. What are you going to show us on Saturday night?
More of that and better. You know, I'm ready for this. I'm ready to do the talking with my fists and get in there and do the business.
And I see you completely donned head to toe in the Queensberry. Frank Warren has backed you through the good times and the bad times. How much is it going to mean to win this, not just for yourself, but also for Frank on Saturday?
Massively. Queensberry, we're going to do it. So, you know, I'm up for it. I'm ready.
Best of luck to you, Daniel. Let's fist bump that. Daniel Dubois, big prediction for Saturday night.
I like Daniel Dubois, a man that doesn't talk too much, but as he said there, delivers in the ring. Look, fantastic fight card coming up on Saturday. Fantastic fight cards coming up in the next couple of months. Make sure you stay locked into the zone.
Hey, champ, I know why you're here. You're a born winner, the top dog. You have a proper punch on you. It only takes one, eh? But I know you're not all about throwing haymakers. You know your bobs from your weaves, and you know DAZN's got over 150 fights every year. Over 150. Proper stat. All the action, the chaos, the comebacks, the non-stop knockouts. Big fights every week. So get those gloves back on. Together, we're boxing royalty. DAZN, undisputed.
One more ring walk or carpet walk to go. We are going to see Deontay Wilder and Zhilei Zhang, our main event. Two big boys, two heavyweights looking to get back into that W column. As I was watching some of the younger fighters make their walk, I just realized this is a big stage for them. Like, you must forget, don't you, when you see like a Raymond Ford, who's never been on this kind of platform before, Hammer Williams, Hamza Shiraz, obviously Nick Ball fought here last time, but a lot of these people making that walk, they're going to be nervous because this is pretty big, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, their fights are so important individually, let alone the team aspects. You know, we've said that for these, the next fight potentially could be a world title, but then you've got the team aspect. They're not going to want to let their teammates down, their promoter down. There's an awful lot riding on each of these fighters individually. It makes for a great event, and all of their fights individually is brilliant.
And that team aspect, let's not forget that can give you that extra 5%, that extra 10% you might need, because however much it's a selfish sport, you don't want to let people down. There is a will. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the fighters come out cheering on their teammates. I mean, we haven't seen that, like, we've never seen that. So it will be an extra pressure, but also with that pressure, you find out if they're ready for that next step up.
It is boiling here, and this kind of leads on to my next point. Raymond Ford, there's been a lot of talk about Ray Ford obviously struggling to make the featherweight limit. Everyone struggles, really. He did say after his last fight that he was going to jump to super feather. This opportunity, again, you're not going to turn this down. When I see a fighter wearing dark glasses during fight week and a hoodie, I'm starting to think maybe the weight isn't coming off as it should be.
Yeah, I'm not as concerned as I was because of the Kolmatov fight, where he got the job done in the last round. That's where you fade. That's where the engine really empties in them later rounds. He got the job done in the last round. So, yes, he's going to be tight. That could be a slight factor, but I feel he's got a lot of confidence now in that last fight.
But he is up against a guy who makes you work hard from the offset,
yeah.
and so it could be a really telling point.
Yeah, indeed. We are seeing some of the fighters just walk past us as well and take it in. Daniel Dubois just over our shoulder here. Massive opportunity for Daniel Dubois. I mean, there's been a lot of talk about Hrgovic versus AJ, potentially Deontay Wilder if he comes through versus AJ. 1 second, Daniel Dubois is there as well. An all-London showdown could be interesting.
Yeah, massive. I spoke to Daniel yesterday in an interview coming your way very soon. And he's a little tense, I must say, but like I said in his entrance there, he's confident. You know, big win against a guy that really believed in himself, a unit in Miller. He needed that for his self-belief, his confidence. If he's ever going to beat Hrgovic, it's now, where he's in good form. He believes in himself. He's got a good team. We see him actually training, look very sharp, looks happy. So yeah, it's a massive fight with a huge carrot being dangled.
Yeah, the biggest carrot you can ever think of. AJ at Wembley is massive. All right, one more fight to see the fighters walk. Thomas Triber's ready. Let's bring out Deontay Wilder and Zhilei Zhang.
Our next two fighters competing this Saturday in a scheduled 12-round international heavyweight contest. First, let's welcome, representing Matchroom Boxing, he is the team captain. Coming to us from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, USA, he was a 2008 Olympic bronze medalist, and now as a professional has a record consisting of 43 wins, 3 defeats, 1 draw. 42 of his 43 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the former WBC heavyweight champion of the world, known as the Bronze Bomber, Deontay Wilder.
The Bronze Bomber coming out to a bit of DMX. You know, it's a crazy stat I saw the other day, and it just surprised me. I don't know why. Deontay Wilder, 1 win in his last 5. I was like, what? I had to double check it. I was like, what? And it is just 1 win in his last 5. So I guess the question coming into this one, Daz, is what's left of Deontay Wilder?
Yeah, look, he's saying all the right things. But I'll tell you one thing, and this is the honest truth, I had goosebumps when I heard the box squad. He's still got that factor. He's still got that draw. Because if he catches Zhang, it's game over. It's double points for Matchroom.
Some might argue, Baron, say the same thing. If Zhang catches Wilder, we saw what he did to Parker, we saw what he did to Joe Joyce.
There is, of course, and also there's a question, I can't believe we have this, a question over the desire that he has left to Wilder, because in the last contest against Joseph Parker, he struggled with that a little bit.
Well, here we go. Team Matchroom, this is your captain speaking, Deontay Wilder. They say with great power comes great responsibility as well. You're the man with the captain's armband this week. Why are you the man and the fighter to lead this Matchroom team to victory on Saturday night?
Well, you know, I'm the man with the big right hand, you know, with the big bomb. You know, nobody has the mentality, the warrior spirit, the warrior heart, and the killer instinct as I, especially when I'm on. When I'm on, I'm the dangerous man in the world, and I'm ready to prove it come Saturday night. But I don't take nothing from none of the guys. All of us are great. We all have greatness in us, for greatness is only determined by service.
You said that the calm, composed, almost nice Deontay Wilder that we saw against Joseph Parker isn't as exciting for the boxing fans. That's what you told me yesterday. What does the boxing world prefer about the man you tell me is well and truly back? What do they prefer about the Bronze Bomber?
I mean, they want the savagery. They want the savage of the Bronze Bomber, you know. I said no more Mr. Nice Guy because I'm in a place of peace. I'm in a place, when I say peace, in an area of surrounded by so many beautiful peoples here. The Saudis want to see action. They want to see excitement, and I owe them that. I didn't deliver last time, you know, but this time, no more Mr. Nice Guy.
And when we talk about action, look at yourself and Big Bang Zhang Zhilei, 63 knockouts between you. When Alabama power meets Chinese power on Saturday, tell the world what happens, Deontay.
Yeah, it's going to be great. You know, I'm looking forward to fighting Big Bang Zhang. As again, I love his acting Zhang, Big Bang Zhang, you know. And when you have Chinese power and Alabama power, it's hard for anything to go out, you know. But somebody like's got to get knocked out. This is a fight that somebody getting knocked out. This is not a 12-round fight. When people come and see the big boys, they want to see the knockouts. And unfortunately, it's between me and him, and somebody getting that lights knocked out.
And for you, just finally, as captain, 4 points up for grabs with a knockout. Is that the aim?
Oh, most definitely. We're going on a winning streak. You know, we're sweeping the cars. You know, and that's all I got to say about that.
Well, the Bronze Bomber, well and truly back this weekend. Your Matchroom captain, Deontay Wilder.
And now let's welcome, representing Queensberry Promotions. He is a native of China, now fighting out of Bloomfield, New Jersey, USA. He was a 2008 Olympic silver medalist, and now as a professional has a record consisting of 26 wins, 2 defeats, 1 draw, 21 of his 26 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former WBO interim heavyweight world champion, Zhilei Big Bang Zhang.
I was 5 and he was 6. We rode on horses made of sticks.
Great song choice. Great win. Take my money. You know, Zhang, when he put Joseph Parker down the first time, I think I tweeted something like, Zhili Zhang could be the third best heavyweight behind Fury and Usyk. And then the battery just ran empty. They just ran empty. I don't know what happened.
Doesn't it always? That's his biggest problem. It really is. Like, if this fight goes the distance, it's the worst fight in the history of boxing. So, but there will be a stoppage. I guarantee it. But what Zhang is technically very good. So for those 25, 35, 45 seconds of a round where he does work, he's the biggest dangerous fighter in boxing. I would say that. But when he doesn't do anything, that's your chance to hurt him. And if Wilder can keep it long and has that impetus to really want to throw that right hand like he used to have, then Zhang could be in trouble.
Zhang, by the way, you can probably see it there, has slimmed down. I think I've been told by his team that he is a stone lighter than he was in that fight with Joseph Parker.
Big Bang Zhang, great to see you. Let's stand you just there. The Big Bang. Kurt, great to see you as well, my friend. Zile, we spoke yesterday. You said you've been through the training camp of hell, but this time there's a different Big Bang. How dangerous are you right now?
昨天你说从地狱训练营出来，这是你有多危险？
每一次训练营都是地狱式的训练，然后这一次经过上一次的总结之后，这一次比上一次更加危险。
Well, every training camp is a training camp of hell, but this time I learned a lot, so it's going to be more dangerous.
Now, Deontay Wilder says that he has rediscovered the Bronze Bomber, and the Bronze Bomber is back. What are you expecting from Deontay Wilder on Saturday night?
威尔德说这个青铜轰炸机已经回来了，你觉得他回来了吗？
对，他回来了，但是他碰见一颗炸弹。
I think he's back. He's back to being banged.
然后轰炸机遇到炸弹，什么样的结果
？When a bomber meets a bang, you know that's going to happen.
We do know what's going to happen, and also you have the opportunity to deprive Matchroom of big points, taking on their captain. How do you feel about that?
Matchroom 把他选做队长，你觉得他们选对了还是选错了？
我感觉是选错了。然后这是艾迪亨在讨好他，然后想要从他身上拿到推广合同。
I think they made a mistake. This is Eddie Hearn trying to kiss his ass, and he tried to get a promotional contract with him.
Fantastic stuff. And finally, you've described this as Chinese power versus Alabama power. I'd like you to tell everyone at home what happens when Chinese power meets Alabama power.
Chinese power vs Alabama power. Bang, bang, bang!
Bang, bang, bang indeed. Thank you so much, Zhile Zhang. Thank you, Kurt. Big, big fight with the big boys on Saturday night.
By the way, Dev Sani and Jamie Ward, absolutely fantastic. Great to have them as part of the DAZN broadcast. Stick with us. It's been an incredible last couple of months on DAZN, and the next couple of months ain't pretty bad either.
Yes, how are we, people? Hope you're all comfy, because DAZN's got your night sorted. And that's not just tonight, chaps. No, have a little look at this blinding schedule here on DAZN.
He's right, it's a blinding schedule.
You don't need to go down your local and wait for it all to kick off. No, stick your feet up, bang on DAZN and be captivated by over 150 fights available to you.
We got all day, right?
We've got some absolute crackers. What about Frank versus Eddie? Yes, I know they're all BFFs now, but the feud will reignite for the big one on June the 1st, baby, in the 5 versus 5.
You're going to find out who the governor is.
Time and a place. Let's go.
And with Wilder and Zhang topping it off, you're in for an absolute treat.
Bang, bang, bomb squad!
But of course, that's only 2 cracking fight nights. I said over 150, didn't I? So how's about a bit of Estrada, Bam? Matthias Parro, Boots Crowley, Fisher, Babbage, Denny Cash, lovely stuff.
Get up!
Oh, and by the by, bit of inside knowledge for you, but there's lots of others to be announced very soon that you won't want to miss. Oh yes, and we ain't just got your boxing schedule covered, people. No, watch the greatest golfers tee off for all the marbles on the Live Tour. Oh yes.
I bloody love golf.
What'd you say? So for more than 150 fights in the very best of sports, DAZN has got you covered. Stick around.
Booyakasha.
Good schedule, isn't it? Really good schedule. Not just boxing, loads of other sports on DAZN as well. Look at that backdrop. I mean, look at that. In Leicester Square, you get one big screen. In Riyadh, you get about, what's that? 1 to about 60. You get 60 big screens. Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn have joined us. All of us had a look around, and I mean, this is just, they keep doing it every one, don't they? Everyone you think, okay, where are we going to be?
And better.
Yeah, and this here, Times Square, Boulevard City, this is stunning. Incredible, it really is. Can I not be on the big screen? Eddie and Frank are up there. Can I somehow get on there as well, please? It is amazing.
Up in big lights at last.
No, it is amazing. All your fighters have made their walks. All your fighters seem very, very confident, Eddie and Frank. No last-minute jittery nerves. You're still confident as you were a bit earlier?
Absolutely buzzing. You know, it was going off a little bit backstage between Willie Hutchinson and Craig Richards.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to get a bit of that this week. I was doing an interview down there. Hamza Shiraz stormed it and said, your boy's getting knocked out. Wow. And I would, you know, I mean, obviously if I was a little bit tougher, I might have said something back. But it's just, you know, you heard Big Bang up there having a little pop as well, right? I mean, I really like Zile Zhang, and, you know, it's going to be a shame to help him up on Saturday night, but this is boxing, and I tell you what, you have got 5 fights, and I can't tell you how desperately everyone wants to win. Not just us, but the fighters, for themselves, for their careers, for their teams. It's an amazing feeling around the camp this week, and it's only Tuesday.
Yeah, you're right about Willie Hutchinson, by the way. I feel like he's almost been, he's been upset with people saying that Craig Richards is a banker to win, and I think he's almost out to prove everyone, including maybe even myself, I think Craig might nick it, prove everyone wrong.
He's there to prove everybody wrong. You know, we put him in for a reason. The reason is because he hit a bit of form, and he really needs to make a statement now, and this, to beat Craig, will be a big statement. You know, Craig has fought at a very good level, no doubt about that. He lost a couple of points in a world title fight, so
he knew what he's lost there. You knew.
No, I'm saying he's fought at that level, so it's a big step up for our man. But Willie's got to prove a point. You know, he needs a big stage. He needs to go out there and show the world what he's all about. So he's got his opportunity now. Now he's got to deliver.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Hrgovic on stage, it always concerns me when a fighter talks about a fight that could happen in the future. I heard Hrgovic there talk about potentially fighting AJ at Wembley, and I'm like, well, you got Daniel Dubois in front of you.
Everyone's talking about fights that go, you know, you got Hamza Shiraz, you got Hrgovic. I mean, Dubois if he wins. Just look at the size of that fight between Dubois and Hrgovic. Very likely that the winner of that fight headlines Wembley Stadium against Anthony Joshua for the world heavyweight title. I mean, you got that one. Then you got the other heavyweight fight where they're fighting for their career in Deontay Wilder. You got, I mean, Nick Ball against Ray Ford, unbelievable, you know, but the 2 heavyweight fights, the big boys at the end, there is absolutely no way those fights go 12 rounds. No way.
It's not possible, is it? With the punch power all 4 of them have.
Certainly not with the heavyweights. That's a fact. They'll be exciting. And in both those fights, you know, they're big career fights for all of them. You know, the Big Bang and Deontay. Deontay cannot afford another loss, nor can Zhang. You know, they both need to win that. The winner goes on. The loser, I think, has got a real problem coming back. And you look at Daniel and Hrgovic. Daniel's got to prove a point. There's definite needle there. There's no love lost there whatsoever. And Daniel, I was talking to him backstage before this, and he's so up for this, and as is Hrgovic. But he's got to go out again and make a statement and show the world what he's all about. He's got every attribute, and he's got to show this heart. I know he's got it. And if he goes out and does what I expect him to do, he comes through, and hopefully it's him against AJ at Wembley. And then the other fights on the card is just tremendous. I mean, there's such good, evenly matched quality fights, all of them.
It really is. It's 5 main events, isn't it? There's a people's main event, though. That's what's been brewing and growing on social media, and that's Hamza Shiraz versus Ammo Williams. Because that's the one everyone's like, obviously, Hamza's your captain. Ammo's been fantastic since you signed him. Yeah. You've got a guy that knocks you out, and you've got a guy that can go distance and hurt you late as well in Ammo. This is a really tough one to call, this one.
It is, and Ammo's so predictable. Like, he's well out there. I mean, you've seen him out, he's got a fox's tail on.
What is that?
And he wears that.
Eddie, wait,
well, sorry, not
a
fox. It's a tiger's tail.
What is
because he's now Ammo the Tiger Williams.
Okay.
But the difference is, Hamza, clean-cut guy, right? Beautiful boxing style, but everything needs to be perfect. Always got to set his feet. Won't throw till everything's perfect. Ammo's going to terrorise him in there. Absolutely terrorise him with the feints, with the movements, with his own mind.
Going to have his claws out.
Exactly.
Look,
you made him captain for a reason, Frank.
I made him captain for a reason. I'm a big believer in him, and I have been from day one. He's first of all, as a person, he's one of the nicest guys you can meet. He's a great ambassador for the sport. And for sport, not just boxing and the sport, and he can fight. And each fight he's had, we've stepped him up a bit, and each time he's produced, and he's done the business in style. He needs a challenge like this, and it's a tough challenge. It is a tough challenge, but I believe he's got the tools to do the job, and he believes in it as well. So, again, we've got a great fight there. Brilliant fight, and we're going to get the best out of both of them. But you know why? Because they're going to have to be at their best.
Yeah, a few final eliminators, guys on the cusp of titles. The one world title fight is your guy. Ray Ford takes on Nick Ball. Two of the guys that don't talk so much but deliver in the ring.
Two tremendous featherweights. I mean, should be a unification for the Ring Magazine Championship, everything. I mean, you know, I think it's the two best featherweights in the world. Battling out, two young fighters, one stateside, one UK. Obviously, I back my man, but that's going to be an absolute thriller.
Yeah, you've got the wrecking machine that is Nick Ball.
And it is that. It is the two best featherweights in the world, no doubt about that. And we're going to get something special out of both of them. Nick has improved every fight. Everything we've put in front of him, he's risen to the occasion. It's terrible what happened to him last time, but that's gone now. So he focuses on this fight, and this is the chance for him to grab a world title. He's undefeated, but he's in. With, you know, Eddie's man is a quality fighter, so we're going to get something again. I think it's going to be really, really competitive, and you're going to see the best of the best fighting each other.
Certainly will. Let's remind ourselves about how good of actors you guys are as well. Bit of acting skills from both of you in what I think is the greatest promotional video we've ever seen for a boxing schedule.
Gentlemen, you know my rules. We'll have no around and absolutely no funny business. We're going to wait our turn and maintain our manners at all times, or this game's over before it's even begun. Frank, let's have you do the honours. Age before beauty, Eddie. Let's get some fights made. I haven't got all night.
Chop, chop, Frankie. Off you go.
Chop, chop indeed. That's a cleaver swinging, and there's a killer behind it. He's enjoying his first Friday as a butcher, when two guys come in to collect, as they always do. Where's our money, they demand from his boss. Our butcher here doesn't take too kindly to the noise. He calmly asks, "Can I help you?" Before they can respond, crash. Bang. And a wallop. They wake up on the pavement the next morning. Nice sausages, though.
Cute. What a lovely bedtime story. Flip it, sweetheart.
Watch your mouth.
The jeweller. This kid's a proper diamond. Rocks, chains, watches. Knock, knock. Who's there? Three blokes come crashing through the door. Lost Property's closed on a Monday, boys. He smiles, but some people just can't take no for an answer. I don't think this is yours, they say. The front man throws a punch. My man slips it. Bang! He pops the next man's nose like a bloody balloon. You've broken my nose. He goes, bang! And it's outside, and a quick way down for the challenger.
Let's see what you're packing, Eddie.
Picture this. You got yourself into one of the most dangerous man's houses in the East End. You're browsing his gallery for your nan's next wall piece.
Looked after his nan. Oh.
When you come face to face with a colourful character himself and his lovely sawn-off shotgun, you slip the first shot, leaving with a shiner to remember you by. That's another one for his nan's collection.
They say if you love what you do, you'll never have to work another day in your life. He's never had a CV. Just a fist. So he got a job as a doorman. And like the saying goes, if you can't take the heat, then why are you even in the kitchen?
Talking about kitchens, this man is a cook. And he doesn't take customer feedback too well either. That's not the way I like it. Get back in there and make me another, the customer says. Wallop. Now that's one way to enjoy a haggis.
It's the ones that work in the shadows are the ones you want to look out for. He shouts at my lad, "Get over here and clean this blood off the canvas." My lad steps inside the ring. "Where's your mop?" He said he'd clean the floor with him. Night, night.
I can always respect a man that takes out the rubbish.
This lot in the same room's going to be trouble. Come on, then.
This man's an artist. My lad's a perfectionist, a visionary, fists like cast iron. His boss comes over. What's taking you so long? I'm thinking, he says. Next minute, it's bang.
Now, houses aren't this man's forte. He liked fixing cars and breaking jaws. If you happen to find your way into this man's garage looking for trouble, saying things like, should I trash the place? Should I burn the place? You're generally leaving toothless, I'm afraid.
Last two cards, gents.
Not all heroes wear capes. Some wear tyres and ride double-deckers. So when someone disrupts his peaceful commute, crash, his head through the window.
This man's been behind the wheel all day. What does he see? Some nabbing some old girl's handbag. He hammers his foot to the pedal. He steps out of the taxi to finish the job right there on the pavement. She even tipped him a fiver.
June the 1st, make sure your mob are there.
Troops assembled.
Shake hands, boys. Let's have a fair fight.
Magnificent. That really was magnificent. And talking of magnificent, all the fighters are now on stage with their promoters. They're getting the gear up. They're going to do face-to-face. We are going to see them come face-to-face, nose-to-nose for the second time. Remember, they did it to open the press conference at the Alternate, but now it gets a lot more serious as well. So let's go downstage to see what they're going to say and do to each other. Hopefully, there's a few security guards. There's a few big butch security guards up there as well. But this is going to be interesting.
Boxing fans, boxing fans joining us around the world, and boxing fans here in Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. This is the face-off for Queensberry 5 versus Matchroom 5.
Wow. This is
so good.
I absolutely love this. Anything with Rocky music, I'm sold. I tell you, look at Willie Hutchinson. He's going for Craig Richards.
It's like a twisted West Side Story, isn't it? It's like absolutely crazy.
This is amazing. Daniel Dubois up for it as well, isn't he?
How about though when they were saying showing the promo, both Eddie and Frank were talking to their team, really trying to get them going. This is epic.
But look at Zhang and Wilder.
Yeah, those are the two. Wow. Wow.
Oh, look at Ball and Ford in the front.
Oh, they're saying a few bits I didn't realise. Oh, God, this is so good. Absolutely nothing. Dubois, I feel like Dubois has been really angered by what Herbert said about sparring. I think Dubois is going to want to prove something as well, but look, I mean, you know, you come into fight week and you're like, oh, it's off the back of Josh Taylor, Jack Catcher, it's off the back of the Undisputed. Is it going to be flat? Absolutely not.
No way. And if you go back to when this was initially announced, we was all absolutely buzzing. We've had two brilliant shows and now it's built. You're reminded to why this is such a great show. So much on the line here for all the fighters, so much on the line for the promoters. Sold.
This might change the landscape of boxing. Now, this might change, but our promoters have to think, have to adapt to make the sport more fan-friendly.
There you go, and that's what it's all about right there. You just saw it. Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn. Look, again, I just spoke to them and it is all smiles, but I can tell as we've got closer to it, I can see the competitive nature between the two as well. I can see it. I did a little sit down with both of them today, and Eddie was talking about the fact that Nick Bull isn't a world level operator and that Raymond Ford's going to run through him, and I could see Frank grimacing. Like, he almost wanted to jump over and snatch him. So it's getting there, isn't it? It's getting competitive between the promoters as well as the fighters, Barry.
No, yeah, and of course it is, yeah. And they'll try and get the edge over each other to G up their fighters. And also, you're trying to G up your fighter, but you might get him overexcited, and he might go and make mistakes. So getting the balance right with getting him motivated or being over-eager is a fine line. And also trainers are involved there, saying to the promoter, mind your own business, let us do our job. But their job is to win, and it's the promoter's job not to win, but to get those points. It's not about winning, it's getting who gets the most points, by the way.
I like that. I forgot about the trainers. I mean, Eddie's going to try and go in the change room. The trainer's going to, 1 second, let me do my job. I don't want your voice in this. That's true, isn't it?
I would love to know or see if there's a team talk. You know, like a football where they go in there with the whole team's in there together.
There's the team.
He looks switched on, he looks focused. Hrgovic, he knows that there's a big opportunity here if he beats Dubois to really go on and potentially fight AJ in a huge fight at Wembley Stadium.
You know, we say about it all the time, but this might end up, but who can cope with the pressure? We say about big fights all the time. Who can cope with the pressure the most?
Yeah, it would be an incredible one if that is Hrgovic versus AJ. Let's remind ourselves of what we've got coming your way on Saturday. It's 5 versus 5. We kick things off. Incredible fight in the light heavyweight division. Willie Hutchinson versus Craig Richards. Then to the featherweight division, two of the best. You heard Frank and Eddie say it. Number 1 versus number 2 potentially. Raymond Ford versus Nick Bull. Dimitri Bivol stays on this card, and I am so happy he is staying on the card. He takes on the unbeaten Malik Zinad. Captain Hamza Shiraz takes on Austin Amo Williams. The people's main event, Daniel Dubois. You saw how fired he looked up on stage. He takes on Philip Hrgovic. Is Hrgovic overlooking Dubois already? And then the big one, Zhili Zhang, Mr. Big Bang himself, versus Deontay Wilder. Chinese power versus Alabama power. That's what Jamie Ward said. I'm not using that. It's not mine. Chinese, but yeah. I mean, it was Chinese power. Look at the size of China. It's only one winner, isn't there? That one, really, isn't there? More like Chinese versus American power. That makes it a bit more competitive. But honestly, look, this is just day one. This is Grand Arrivals, and day one's already got the juices flowing. It has, hasn't it? Tomorrow is going to be interesting. Then we're back on Thursday, then Friday, and then Showtime on Saturday. So make sure you stick with us tomorrow for something very, very special. Just before we go, my fight that I'm now really locked in with, Dubois Hrgovic. Yeah. I'm locked into that one now. Did you see Dubois? Did you see what he like? Yeah. I'm locked in for it.
Full forward.
He changed his mind now.
Well, no, just didn't take their eyes off each other on that lineup. Brilliant.
Yeah. I usually have to fake early in the week. I usually have to fake my enthusiasm because I don't take any notice of it. But this one, I'm all in. When I seen Ball, I really know, genuinely am. When I seen Ball and Ford there look at each other, that was my favourite fight. It 100% is now.
It is. Look, scan the QR code. Come on, get involved in this one. You don't want to miss something very, very special on Saturday. Make sure you join us tomorrow as well for the media workouts. That's going to be fun because I think some fighters are going to do something a bit crazy in that one. Not mentioning no names, Willie Hutchinson. But we'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you join us all week, but make sure you definitely join us on Saturday for something very, very special. 5 versus 5. Eddie versus Frank doesn't get much better.
Queensbury better than Matchroom. You are having a laugh, Frankie, baby.
You've been running your mouth off far too long.
This is it.
Be ready.
This is the moment.
There's going to be a war.
You're going to find out who the governor is.
I'm bringing 5 of my best. You bring 5 of yours.
June 1st on the Zone.
5v5.
Pack your bags. We're off to Riyadh.
Let's go.
No prisoners.
Ban. Daniel Dubois, you are getting smashed.
Mechanical destruction. Left hook, right hand. He's mental.
Power, speed, my IQ.
Tall, powerful.
I'm just everything, man.
What are his weaknesses? Slow feet. I think his big head.
My car.
I'm aiming for that the whole night.
Nick boy, you too small.
Who's ready to die and who's not?
Knocking your lights out. Queensbury Promotions is gonna win.
We got to win it.
Matchroom all day, baby.
Only one result required. Victory.
That's all that matters to me.
Watch 5v5
live on the Zone.
Let's go. Bob Squad!